Let the record play a second. Before we speak, we gotta look at the ground we're standing on. See the lines under the sand. The wire report came in from Doha clearing code. Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Thani, 74 years old, has passed away. The former Emir who took the crown in '95. But the story isn't just a name that is no longer alive. Bloodless coup, he set the course and stepped aside in 13, leaving Tamim his son to rule the sands and what's between. Now he's buried in Lusail, the prayers have all been read, but the structures that he left behind are standing in his stead. When the British left in '71, they left a line in the sand, a post-colonial fragment they didn't think could stand. But Hamad saw the blueprint before the concrete was poured, recognized the leverage of what the earth had stored. They drew the borders with the ruler in a London room, assuming small protectorates would meet a quiet doom. But when the pressure in the North Field started to rise, a minor player stood and looked the empires in the eyes. You build the columns high enough to keep the giants out, and buy your freedom with the wealth they cannot live without. He took the wheel from his father while the old man was away, not for the title, but for the moves he wanted to play. North Dome, the massive field of natural gas beneath the sea, shared with Iran, requiring a master class in diplomacy. He didn't just sell the fuel, he built the liquefaction plants, freed the wealth from pipeline grids, gave it global dance. Suddenly Qatar wasn't locked into regional bounds. They were shipping energy to Tokyo and London towns, no longer just a buffer state, a tributary client. They built the treasury to stand and face the regional giant. You call it contradiction, I call it structural design. When you are small, you survive by blurring every line. They drew the borders with the ruler in a London room, assuming small protectorates would meet a quiet doom. But when the pressure in the North Field started to rise, a minor player stood and looked the empires in the eyes. You build the columns high enough to keep the giants out, and buy your freedom with the wealth they cannot live without. It wasn't just the pipelines, it was how they built the voice. Al Jazeera on the airwaves, giving satellites a choice. It made the neighbors furious, it shook the royal halls. But when you have the megaphone, the fortress never falls. He put the airbase in the sand, Al-Udeid is the name. He invited in the Western Shield to play the double game. Talk to the Taliban, talk to the West as well. The art of hedging risks is how a small state buys its spell. A post-colonial clinic on the leverage of the weak. You make yourself too loud to crush, too critical to seek, to disregard the old Emir. He understood the math. If you don't build your own house, you walk another's path. The sand is very old. The lines we draw on it are new. We think we own the ground we hold, but history is looking through the window of the oil rigs and the towers in the sky. Every empire has a need, every ruler has to die. The border stands, the man is gone, but the leverage remains. For more analysis on the structures of power, find my playlist. the blueprint on the frequency. Subscribe to keep the signal clear.